All right, starting off tonight with this. Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Graham Platner is responding to a new investigative story about him and his ex-girlfriends published this afternoon by the New York Times. The article describes how 3 women, in the Times' words, found his behavior occasionally intimidating and disturbing. The most critical account came from a conservative activist named Lyndsey Fifield, who says she dated Platner in Washington from 2013 to 2015. That's 11 years ago. She told the Times Platner had regularly grabbed her by the shoulders, sometimes hard enough to leave marks, once yanked her out of a taxi by her wrist, and another time twisted her arm behind her back and shoved her into a bedroom and held the door closed so she couldn't leave. The Times reported Platner strongly disputes any claims of physical intimidation or altercations. In a written statement to News Center Maine, Platner said, quote, "Throughout this campaign, I've been open about what was a very dark period of my life where I struggled with undiagnosed PTSD, too often self-medicated with alcohol, and was a far from perfect boyfriend. I take full responsibility for all of that and wish I had been better. Any characterization beyond that is false and I believe politically motivated. I'm not proud of who I was then, but I am proud of the work I've done since and the movement we are building in Maine," end quote. As for the ex-girlfriend we quoted from the New York Times story, Platner's campaign said, quote, "Let's be very clear, this is a lifelong GOP operative who's dedicated her career to electing Republicans." Tonight, Platner appeared on MS Now, where host Chris Hayes asked about his alleged rough treatment of that ex-girlfriend. Take a listen.
Did that happen?
No, it did not. There are some allegations in this piece that I just want to be kind of unequivocal about are simply not true. Anything alleging physicality, anything alleging that I knew what my tattoo was, these are the statements of someone who's politically motivated. In this piece, there's a lot about my struggling, not being a good boyfriend, certainly self-medicating with alcohol, and I've been very upfront since the beginning of this campaign that was a pretty dark period of my life after I came back from my combat service.
Platner also was asked in that interview about reporting last weekend, alleging that he sent sexually explicit text messages to other women after he got married in 2023.
I do believe we deserve some privacy, and I will just say this. At the beginning of our marriage, I made mistakes, and Amy held me accountable for them, and we worked through them, and the work that we did made our marriage significantly stronger. And who we are today is an incredibly faithful and happy married couple.
Platner is set to appear at a rally tomorrow evening in Bar Harbor alongside California Congressman Ro Khanna, Maine gubernatorial candidate Troy Jackson, and 2nd Congressional District House candidate Matt Dunlap.